Everyone, my name is Anjana. This is a quick video about commonly asked questions about the science fair.
Hi everyone, I'm Kavya. Just as a brief overview, this video is presented by the SLB, and if you guys have any questions on science fair or the SLB, please feel free to contact us at our email or see us on Instagram or Facebook.
Okay, so moving on. Another commonly asked question is, what should I do if I don't know the answer to a question a judge asks me?
Yeah, so this is something that many first timers might feel as this fair might be starting off as very scary. And personal interviews are very scary. So if you don't know the answer to a question, which is very likely to happen at some point, so don't worry. The judges are not there to always trick you or make you nervous. If you're unsure, you can just let them know that you haven't really come across the answer to that question during your research project, and then maybe you can use that opportunity to show them something that you do know. And then I would also suggest that you can say that this is something that you might be looking into some for your future part of your project. So connecting to the future connection is something that's important. So it's totally normal to feel nervous, especially with the first few judges. But once you have this interview more than once throughout the day, you'll realize that all the judges are very passionate about science and they enjoy discussing science with young researchers like you all. Next, so many people might wonder, how does this prize system work? And does everybody get a ribbon or do just some people?
Yeah, so the fair comes with several layers of judging. So first, there's the categorical judging, where students receive place awards, and so they're sort of categorized into first, second, third, and fourth place. And with categorical judging, all students will receive ribbons for their projects, and all students will also receive a certificate of merit for their hard work and for participating in the fair. And then the next levels of judging are grand judging and professional judging. So the grand judging awards are when the grand awards, also known as sweepstakes awards, those are awarded when judges review projects that are recommended by the category judges. So not everyone's project will get reviewed by a grand judge award, but category judges will tell them the projects that they think are exceptional, and then those judges will interview you again to consider you for grand awards. And that happens in the second half of the day. And the grand awards are special because they're a way for students to qualify for the International Science and Engineering Fair, also known as ISEF, through the San Diego Science Fair. Some students can also qualify to ISEF by qualifying for the California Science and Engineering Fair and doing well there. And then there's also the professional societies judging. And so that's where some societies and organizations provide their own awards, ribbons, certificates, plaques, or even monetary scholarships. And so those societies interview students during the second half of the day as well. And most professional societies will interview projects that align with that society's focus. So the Chemical Society usually interviews projects in the chemistry division. So next question. So some students wonder, how experienced are the judges at science, and do they know a lot about my category?
Yeah, so the judges are usually experienced in STEM fields, have an interest, or in the workforce of many of these applicable projects. So they will definitely want to judge, meaning they're not just there by force, so don't worry. The judges are good and qualified. The categorical judges choose which projects to judge based on what they're assigned to. And each category will be judged by the same few judges, so everyone will have a fair chance. And then the afternoon grand prize judges have 7+ years of judging experience for science fair, which is why they're very capable of judging these large prizes. And then the professional society judges are all registered by groups and workforces, which is why all of their jobs are actually in the STEM field. So their work may also relate to your project. So that's something to keep in mind. Moving forward, what are some common questions that judges ask, you may think?
Yeah, so each judge will have a different approach to the interview, but in general, most judges will first introduce themselves and then just let you speak about your project for a few minutes so that they can get familiar with what you did. And then they may ask questions to clarify doubts that came up while you were talking about your project. Or they'll want to dig a little deeper into some parts of your project. So questions that I've been asked, and I'm sure Kavi has been asked too, when judging is why you chose the statistical tests that you did. If you talked a lot about, using a specific test, like a t-test, they'll ask you, why was that the best option for your project? Judges also want to know challenges that came up during your project, whether that was getting the idea or doing the background research or getting materials. They also like to know applications of your research. So beyond the fair, like how can your research be used in the real world to help actual people? And next steps, because science doesn't end at the fair. There's always more work to be done. So judges are curious about that. And I've also been asked by almost every judge the inspiration behind the project idea so they can understand why you did what you did. And it's important to understand that by the time you get to the fair, you're probably an expert on your topic. And while the judges are professionals, they might not have spent as much time researching your specific area in that field. So it's always a good idea to put your project into terms that a scientist can understand, but make sure that you break down terms that could be a little obscure or complicated. So next question, how long should the presentation be and what should you prepare for?
And on the day of judging, you should be prepared to present your judging slides for evaluation and awards and follow all the guidelines that we were talking about on how a judging interview should go. So next, some people might wonder that the science fair is over. Now what do I do with my project?
Yeah, so the science fair, one of the guiding missions of the fair is to inspire students in STEM and to encourage them to explore it further. So science doesn't end at the fair. There are opportunities to take your project to the next or to different steps after the fair is over. So there are a lot of post science fair competitions that you can check out and apply to if you want to share your results with more people. There are also a lot of student-run journals for high school and maybe even middle school students to publish their paper and really just share their ideas and share their work with others. Some students also, if they have learned a lot and are really passionate about their topic, they also reach out to mentors, like professors or researchers in that field to learn more about their topic or see how they can continue exploring that area of research further.
Thank you for joining us on this Q&A session. And again, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to any of the Science Fair board members or the SLB board. Thank you.